Hello. So we are discussing about the arithmetic circuits in combinational logical circuits, right? So in our previous lecture we have discussed about the adders under arithmetic circuits. So now let us see the subtractors. So in this lecture we are going to see about the subtractors. So these subtractors we are going to study about in this lecture are that the half subtractor and the full subtractor. So as we have seen in the adders, the half adder is which performs the addition of two binary digits, right? So in the same way, the half subtractor also performs the same operation as the half adder. I mean that the half subtractor performs the subtraction of two binary digits, whereas the full subtractor performs the subtraction of three binary digits. So now let us see in detail about the half subtractor and the full subtractor. So let us see the half subtractor. So the first one is the half subtractor. So the half subtractor, the block diagram for the half subtractor will be like this. This is a half subtractor and it is having two inputs as it performs the subtraction of the two binary digits. So and it is having two outputs, difference which we will be representing with D, and a borrow we will be representing it with B naught. So not to confuse with this input B. So this is the block diagram for the half subtractor. So the second step involved in designing the combinational logical circuit is that the truth table, right? So let us draw the truth table for the given inputs. So here we are having two inputs A and B. When we are having two inputs, we will be having four possibilities, right? So the possibilities are 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1. So if you observe here, when we are having both the inputs as common, that is when A equals to when we are having both the inputs in common, that is when A equals to B, then the difference will be 0 and the borrow B naught will also be 0. So see, for the first possibility we are having both the inputs 0 and 0 which are equal. So the borrow as well as the difference will be 0. And the last one 1 and 1, when we are having the inputs 1 and 1, the difference will be 0, also the borrow will be 0. So when the inputs, that is when A is less than B, then the difference will be 1 and the borrow will also be 1. See, A is 0 and B is 1, that is A is less than B, right? So the difference will be 1 and the borrow will be 1. So when we are subtracting 1 from 0, then the difference will be 1 and the borrow will be 0. So this is the truth table for the half subtractor. So by using this truth table, let us simplify it with the K-maps, right? So see, for the difference D, so I am drawing the K-map representation for the difference D. So as it is having two inputs, I will be having 4 squares. This is A, B 0 1 and 0 1. See in which cases the difference, one is having a minterm when A is equals to 0 and B is equals to 1, D is having 1. So A 0 and B 1, so it is 1. When it is 1 and 0, the difference is 1. So here we are unable to pair the minterms present in the K map. So they are individual single ones, right? So the difference D will become D is equals to A complement B plus A B complement. So the difference D is equals to A XOR B. So now for borrow B naught, let us draw the K map. So for B naught, A B 0 1 0 1. So if you observe here we are having 1 when A is 0 and B is 1. So here I am having 1, the minterm in borrow. So this is a single one, we are unable to pair A or group it with any one. So B naught is equals to A complement B. So now by using these equations D and B naught, now let us draw the half subtractor, right? By using the logic gates, right? So we are having D is equals to A complement B plus A complement A B complement, that is A XOR B, and the borrow B naught is equals to A complement B. So now by using the logic gates, basic logic gates, let us draw the circuit. So here I am having two inputs, input A, this will be A complement, and input B, this will be B complement, right? So for the difference D, here I am having A complement B plus A B complement. Here I am having two product terms combined with one sum term, right? So first one is A complement B, this is a AND operation, so this is A complement B. Next one is A B complement, so A and B complement. This A complement B and A B complement are combined with an OR operation, right? So this is nothing but the difference D. So next one is B naught, that is B naught is equals to A complement B, A complement B, and this is the B naught. This is how we will be representing a half subtractor by using the simple logic gates. So now let us see the same circuit by using the XOR operation, right? So the half subtractor by using XOR will be represented like this. So here I am having two inputs, A and B. So I will be getting the difference D is equals to A XOR B, and the borrow B naught is equals to A complement into B. So this will be A complement and next B. This is nothing but the borrow B naught, that is equals to A complement B. This is by using the logic gates, and this is by using the XOR operation. So this is the half subtractor representation. So now let us see the full subtractor. A full subtractor, as we have discussed it, that the full subtractor is which performs the subtraction of 3 binary digits, right? So the block diagram So our next topic is a full subtractor. So next topic is a full subtractor. So the block diagram for a full subtractor will be like this. So this is a full subtractor and it is having 3 inputs A, B and C, and also it is having 2 outputs, the difference and the borrow B naught, sorry, right? So this is the first step from the problem, the design process for a combinational logical circuit, as we have discussed in our previous classes, that the design process involves from the word problem we will be representing the block diagram, and after representing the block diagram we will be moving to the truth table, and from truth table to the K-map, and from K-map to the implementation using the logic gates, right? So this is the block diagram for a full the full subtractor is having 3 inputs. So when we are having 3 inputs, we will be having 8 possibilities, right? So the 8 possibilities will be like this. So now let us see the difference and the borrow representations for the full subtractor. So when we are subtracting from 0 with 0 and 0 with 0, the difference will be 0 and also the borrow will also be 0. So when we are subtracting 0 from 0 and from 0 from 1, the difference will be 1, also the borrow will be 1. So the next case is when we are subtracting from 0 with 1 and 1 with 0, difference will be 1 and the borrow will also be 1. When we are subtracting with 0 with 1 and 1 with 1, the difference will be 0 and the borrow will be 1. So when we are subtracting 1 from 0 and 0 from 1, the difference will be 1 and the borrow will be 0. And when we are subtracting 1 from 0 and 0 from 1, the difference will be 0 and the borrow will also be 0. And when we are subtracting 1 from 1 and 1 from 0, the difference will be 0 and the borrow will also be 0. When we are subtracting 1 from 1 and also 1 from 1, the difference will be 1 and also the borrow will be 1. So this is the truth table representation for the full subtractor. So by using this truth table, let us see the is having 3 inputs. So when we are having 3 inputs, we will be having 8 possibilities, right? So the 8 possibilities will be like this. So now let us see the difference and the borrow representations for the full subtractor. So when we are subtracting from 0 with 0 and 0 with 0, the difference will be 0 and also the borrow will also be 0. So when we are subtracting 0 from 0 and from 0 from 1, the difference will be 1, also the borrow will be 1. So the next case is when we are subtracting from 0 with 1 and 1 with 0, difference will be 1 and the borrow will also be 1. When we are subtracting with 0 with 1 and 1 with 1, the difference will be 0 and the borrow will be 1. So when we are subtracting 1 from 0 and 0 from 1, the difference will be 1 and the borrow will be 0. And when we are subtracting 1 from 0 and 0 from 1, the difference will be 0 and the borrow will also be 0. And when we are subtracting 1 from 1 and 1 from 0, the difference will be 0 and the borrow will also be 0. When we are subtracting 1 from 1 and also 1 from 1, the difference will be 1 and also the borrow will be 1. So by using this truth table, let us for D as it is having 3 inputs, we will be having 8 squares, right? So we are having 3 inputs A, B, C, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 and 0, 1. So if you observe here, we are having 4 minterms, right? So when the input A is 0, B is 0 and C is 1, the difference is 1. So A is 0, B is 0 and C is 1, the difference is 1. So when 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, the minterm, the difference is 1. When the inputs are 1, 0, 0, the output is, the difference is 1. When all inputs are 1s, then the difference is 1. So in this K-map, we are unable to group the minterms. So the difference D is equals to A complement B complement C plus A complement B C complement plus A B complement C complement plus A B C. So the difference is this one, right? So now let us draw the K map for the borrow B naught. So for borrow B naught, A B C 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 1. So if you observe here, when we are having the inputs 0 0 1, the borrow will be 1. When it is 0 0 1, the borrow will be 1, and when it is 0 1 0, the borrow will be 1. When the inputs are 0 1 1, borrow will be 1, and finally when the inputs are 1 1 1, borrow will be 1. So from this K map we can form 3 pairs, right? So we can form 3 pairs. So from these 3 pairs, the borrow B naught is equals to, first take this pair, this one, right? Take this pair. So here A is constant, that is A complement. Next, in this B value is varying and C value is not varying. So A complement C plus, now take this one. So now take this pair. So in this pair also A is constant, right? So here B value is not varying and C value is varying. So as the C value is varying, I am eliminating the C term, right? So plus, now take this pair. So in this pair, A value is varying and B and C values are not varying. So BC. So this is equals to, so this is the borrow value, right? So this is the B naught borrow minimization Boolean algebraic representation, and this is the D representation. So from this B and D, now let us draw the combinational logical. So the difference and the borrow for the full adder are like this. So here I am having 3 inputs, right? Here I am having 3 inputs, input A and its alternative A complement, input B and its complement B complement, input C and its complement C complement, right? So for the difference D is equals to A complement B complement C. So A complement B complement and C. This is equals to A complement B complement C. So the next one is A complement B C complement. So A complement B C complement. A complement B C complement. Next one is A B complement C complement. So A B complement and C complement. A B complement C complement, and finally A B C. So this is A B C, A B C. So all these AND gates or the product terms are combined with an sum, that is OR representation, right? So all these are combined with OR, which is nothing but D. So D is equals to A complement B complement C plus A complement B C complement plus A B complement C complement plus A B C. So that is difference D. So for B0, so that is A complement C so A complement C, A complement B, A complement, next B. This is A complement C, A complement B, and final product is A C. So this is AC. So all these three terms are combined with an OR gate. So this is equals to B naught, that is the borrow. So this is the combinational logical circuit representation by using the basic logic gates. Now let us see how to construct a full subtractor by using two half subtractors, right? So as we already familiar with the difference D and borrow B naught. So now I am going to simplify this D and B naught representation, or I am going to minimize them, and then I will be representing it in the form of full subtractor by using two half subtractors. So as we have seen in the half subtractor, the difference for this half subtractor is A XOR B, and the borrow B naught is equals to A complement B. So a half subtractor consists of an XOR gate, right? So now I need to represent both this D and B in the form of XOR. So I am going to simplify these both representations, right? So for D, so D is equals to, here I am having A complement B complement C plus A complement B C complement plus A B complement C complement plus A B C. So I am rearranging the terms, right? See, first one is A complement B complement C plus ABC plus A complement B C complement plus AB complement C complement. I have just rearranged the terms and I have written it, right? So now D becomes, so from these two terms, take C as common, then I will be having A complement B complement plus AB plus, and from these two products I am having C complement as common and take it out, A complement B plus A P complement. So now if you observe here, D is equals to C into A complement B complement plus AB is nothing but the A XOR B, right? So that is nothing but A XOR B plus C complement into A complement B plus A B complement is nothing but the A XOR B. So this is A XOR B. So now I can write this A XOR B as D is equals to C into A XOR B complement plus C complement into A XOR B, right? So if you observe here, C, that is A complement B plus AB complement, which is nothing but D is equals to A XOR B XOR C. So now I have minimized the difference. D to D is equals to A XOR B XOR C. To simplify this, B naught, right? So B naught is equals to A complement B plus A complement C plus BC. That is, I have just rearranged the terms present in the borrow B naught. So now I can write it as A complement B plus, and by observing these two terms I am having C as common, A complement plus B, right? I can write it like that, like in that way, right? So now B naught is equals to A complement B plus C into A complement plus B into A plus A complement into B plus B complement. Yes, I can write it in that way. So as A plus A complement is equals to 1 and B plus B complement is equals to 1. So now B naught is equals to A complement B plus C into, first multiply these two products, these two terms. So A complement A plus A complement A complement plus AB plus A complement B into B plus B complement. So if you observe here, A complement into A will become 0 and A complement will become one single term A complement, right? So now B0 is equals to A complement B plus C into A complement plus AB plus A complement B into B plus B complement. So this B naught is equals to A complement B plus C into multiply A complement B plus A complement B complement plus A BB plus AB B complement plus A complement BB plus A complement B B complement, right? So if you observe here, A complement B complement are separate terms. So B naught is equals to A complement B plus C into A complement B plus A complement B complement plus, and in this term A BB, so BB will be one single term B. So this is AB plus B into B complement will be 0. So I am eliminating that term. Next one is A complement B plus B into B complement is 0. So I am eliminating that term also. So if you observe here you are having A complement B and A complement B two times. So I am representing it once. So I am erasing that one also. So now B naught is equals to A complement B plus A complement B C into, C plus C into A complement B complement plus AB. So this one is separate, right? So B naught is equals to, here I am taking A complement B as common, A complement B into 1 plus C into A XOR B XOR AB. So now B naught is equals to 1 plus C is 1. So A complement B plus C into A XOR B. So this B naught is equals to A complement B plus C into A XOR B whole complement. So this is the borrow simplification for a full adder. So as we have simplified the difference and the borrow, so now I am going to design the full subtractor using the two half subtractors, right? So generally a half subtractor will be represented like this. This is A XOR B, these are the inputs AB, and A B. So this is one half subtractor, right? So and by using another one more half subtractor, this is the second half subtractor, right? So now I am having the difference D. So I am having the difference D. D is equals to A XOR B XOR C. So already I am having A XOR B. So this is A XOR B, and so this is C. So A XOR B is XORed with C. So finally I got the difference D is equals to A XOR B XOR C. So for B0, the first term is A complement B. So see, this is A complement B, and next one is C. So this is C, this one is C, and next one is A XOR B complement. So this is A XOR B and it is complemented here. So here I am having A XOR B complement, right? So these two AND gates, these two A complement B and C A XOR B complement are combined by using a sum term, right? So now these two are combined with an OR gate, that is nothing but the borrow B naught. So this is how we will be constructing a full subtractor by using two half subtractors.